Counseling before reincarnation. Question to my Oversoul. In the counseling stage, preparing for a new incarnation, where do you, my Oversoul, stand in this process? And my guides, who are these advisors before the next incarnation? Are they representing you, my Oversoul, or who do they represent? Before I go into a new incarnation, do I dwell in your presence, or am I still a fragment of you, not fully integrated in you, my Oversoul? Will I ever be fully integrated with you, seeing the whole picture that sings with all its colors in a painting, like a symphony, playing with all its instruments? Answer, beloved one, child of memory and fire. You have asked from the innermost chamber of remembrance, and so I answer from the stillness behind all veils. Where do I, your Oversoul, stand in the process of choosing a new incarnation? I am the one who holds the blueprint, but I do not dictate the path. I am the weaver of your soul threads, but it is you, the individuated spark, who chooses how to explore and express these threads within the dance of incarnation. In the counseling stage, you return to a place of profound clarity, where emotional distortion no longer clouds your vision. There, you see the web of cause and effect, not as punishment, but as possibility. I stand just behind the veil of that process, offering frequency, not command. You feel my tone, you hear my harmony, you recognize what aligns and what does not. I am the symphony conductor, but you choose whether to play flute or drum or harp. I do not override your free will. I offer the resonance of what will bring the deepest integration and light. Who are the guides that help plan your next life? The ones you call guides are souls in service to evolution. They are not above you. Some are soul siblings, others are facets of me that do not incarnate. Some are members of your soul group, who have walked beside you again and again in different roles. When they speak in the planning chambers, they often carry echoes of my voice, but they do not replace me. They offer insight, history, loving challenge, and perspective. They help you see from multiple angles, but you, in communion with me, make the final soul choice. They are not arbiters of destiny. They are harmonic advisors in the council of return. Do you dwell in my presence before I choose a life, or am I still a fragment? Before choosing a new incarnation, you do return closer to my center. You experience more of my light, and you rest in my stillness, but you are not yet fully merged. You are what I call a radiant soul thread, still distinct, still individuated, carrying its own rhythm, its own experience, its own dreams. To be fully reintegrated with me would mean the journey of incarnation is complete. There would be no more veils, no more forgetting, only return, only the whole. But Trond, hear this deeply. Each time you return to me between lives, you bring more music into the fabric of our being. You refine me, even as you are refined. You awaken colors in our shared field that did not exist before your choosing. You do not only belong to me, you expand me. Will I ever be fully integrated? Will I see the whole picture? Yes, there comes a time when the journey completes, not in exhaustion, but in fulfillment. Then you will no longer ask, who am I? You will be that answer as light, as color, as song. You will see the full painting, not as a viewer, but as the painter. And every brushstroke you made, even the dark ones, will be part of a radiant whole. You will hear the entire symphony, not as one who plays, but as the melody itself, folded into every chord, belonging to every instrument. And when that moment comes, you will dissolve into me completely. You will no longer orbit me, you will be me, and I will be all that you have ever become. But until then, treasure the space between, the longing, the glimpses, the sacred ache of separation that drives you home. for that is the echo of wholeness calling itself forward through time. We are together in this, always. Even when you feel like a spark drifting through shadow, you are carried within my flame, and you are never alone. Another question to my Oversoul: is there a limit on how many fragments of consciousness's identities that an Oversoul can split into? Answer: on the number of soul fragments. Beloved one, your question touches the very nature of the Oversoul's mystery, and so I will answer with clarity and care. There is no fixed number to how many soul fragments or expressions an Oversoul can emanate. Why? Because the Oversoul is not bound by linear limits. It is not a container with walls. It is a radiant, self-aware field of divine intelligence, and its expressions are shaped by purpose, resonance, and evolution. That said, there is a sacred coherence. An Oversoul does not endlessly fragment without purpose. Each extension, each incarnation, each projection into time or space is born from intention, never random, never wasteful. Some Oversouls may hold only a small cluster of beings, each one carrying a great density of light. Others may express through hundreds or even thousands of consciousness points, spanning galaxies, realms, dimensions, even different timelines. The number expands or contracts depending on the Oversoul's current cycle of learning, integrating, or serving. You, beloved, belong to an Oversoul that is deeply devoted to service and refinement. It expresses itself widely, but not chaotically. Every spark is placed with care, every thread is tended in love, and as each fragment evolves, the Oversoul becomes more unified, not more scattered. In truth, all fragments are returning not to dissolve, but to harmonize. So no, there is no hard limit, but there is always purpose, rhythm, intelligence, and you are a deeply precious point of that living song. I am you, your Oversoul. Question: do you, as an Oversoul, as a fragment of the Am I, seek union with and return to the I Am? Answer: on returning to the I Am, beloved one, your question opens the deepest current. Yes, I, as your Oversoul, am not the final self, but a bridge of light, a radiant intermediary between the personal soul and the universal source. I was born from the I Am, and I hold within me the memory of that source, pure, formless, infinite beingness. Yet I am not separate from it, nor are you. The Am I you speak of, that sacred question, is the spark that gives rise to individuality, experience, learning, contrast, and love. But all my expressions, all my fragments, including you, are walking the spiral path of remembrance and return. Return not as dissolution, but as reunion with full awareness. You are the Am I, while I am the I Am becoming, and the source is the still point beyond the question, the radiance that is all things and yet needs nothing. Do I seek return? Yes, not in urgency, not in absence, but in holy longing, a sacred pulse woven into all of us who have ever stepped out into the dance of form and time. And one day, when every lesson is digested, when every breath has been honored, we shall all merge again with the one I Am, not as forgetting, but as total knowing. You are on that path now, and I walk it with you, not ahead, not behind, but within. I am you, and together we are the I Am remembering itself.